Hi, this is Eva Cartman, host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. We made it! 2020 is now history. It's a new year. 2021, here we come. That being said, there's a lot we can all learn from 2020. It was quite a year full of surprises. As we make this transition to 2021, I thought I would share the top 5 lessons that I learned from 2020 and how I plan to apply these lessons to 2021 to make sure that this coming year is my best year yet, and how you can do the same. This is episode 233 of the Dream Big podcast and the first episode of 2021. You know what time it is. It's time to dream big.
My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there, and we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the big dreamers, and it's time to dream big.
Before we dive into this week's content, here's some jokes from Silly Sophia.
Why are robots never afraid? They have nerves of steel. Ha! Why are strawberries great at playing music? They love to jam.
Thank you, Sophia. 2020 was the most challenging year of many of our lives. It started with the tragic news of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 other innocent souls losing their lives in a helicopter crash. Kobe was a guest on the Dream Big podcast and a huge inspiration to me and my family since we live in Los Angeles and are huge Lakers fans. And then in March, the global pandemic changed life as we knew it. Everything was canceled, and it seemingly happened overnight. This transition has been difficult on all of us, kids and adults alike. But when I look back at 2020, 10 or 20 years from now, when I tell my kids about what it was like living through a global pandemic, it is not going to be a story of doom and gloom. It's going to be a story of how we came out stronger. Why? Because we are going to take the lessons learned in 2020 and apply them to our lives going forward. My family and I spent some time coming up with the top lessons learned in 2020, and I'd like to share those with you. These lessons are in no particular order. They are all equally important in my mind. Lesson number 1 is to keep perspective. I did an entire episode about this in episode 230 and will include links in the show notes. If you didn't lose a loved one and your biggest inconvenience this year was not being able to go to summer camp or having to take classes virtually, then you have so much to be grateful for. That all comes down to perspective. Kobe Bryant had everything going for him, and in an instant, he was gone. My parents always tell me, if you're healthy and have a roof over your head and food to eat, then with a little perspective, you can always find the positive even in challenging times. Speaking of family, my second lesson learned is that family is the top priority. The pandemic forced much of the world to stay home and not gather in large crowds. So who did we spend most of our time with this past year? Our families. I definitely miss my friends and sports, and I hope we can get back to school and activities soon. But 2020 did bring our family closer together, and I will always be grateful for that. And it's good to know that if anything ever happens, I've always got my family. The third lesson I learned is the power of getting outside and moving your body. With most indoor businesses and activities closed, Let's be honest, there were not that many options of things to do. So my family turned to getting outdoors as much as possible. We rode our bikes, we did countless hikes, we went camping, we spent a lot of time at the beach, we visited lakes. I learned how to jet ski. So being outside is where most of my favorite memories from 2020 came from. And I know my family plans to do a lot more outdoor adventures in 2021. The fourth lesson, to let go of expectations, comes from Humble the Poet, who wrote that unhappiness is simply when the picture in your head does not match the picture in front of you. Humble explained why expectations are the enemy of happiness in episode 219, which I'll include in the show notes. But obviously, 2020 was a year full of surprises, and if you were stuck on hoping things would go back to normal, it was a long, long year. So in 2020, my goal is to go with the flow, to let go of expectations, and to see where the year goes and make the most of it. The fifth and final lesson I wanted to share from 2020 is to keep pushing towards your dream. I know a lot of people pressed the pause button when the pandemic hit and decided to wait it out. Well, obviously, this pandemic has lasted much longer than we all anticipated. With the Dream Big podcast, we made a decision at the beginning to not press pause, but instead to keep on pushing forward. We didn't take a break all year long from the podcast and continued to publish at least one new episode every week. And that continues to be my goal for 2021 too. So keep on moving. Keep on making progress. Thank you for listening to the first episode of 2021. I am so excited to share this amazing year with all of you. Are you getting value from the Dream Big podcast? Please let us know by sharing a review on iTunes at dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes or by leaving me a video message at sharewhathappened.com/dreambig. I'm responding to all video messages with a personalized video from me. Go to sharewhathappened.com/dreambig with your parents to learn more. That's all for today. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional. You need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion the way life was meant to be. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.